Hey everybody, welcome back into the channel. We have a singles match for you here today, just a practice match, but as you guys been watching the channel, you've seen me kind of talk about, growing and developing my game, and I've kind of created some milestones for myself to track the progression and hopefully get better and improve. One of them was to improve my doubles UTR to above a 6.0. I'm happy to say as of right now, my UTR is at a 6.06. So I'm steadily improving and steadily doing better in my game. So doing well there. I also have some kind of internal team goals in regards to how I can perform against some of my teammates. One of them, I think we saw recently on the channel, Ben and Nick. They are some opponents that I've wanted to do well against and try to beat them in a match. That's been one milestone. And another one is, we've seen on the channel, I've played Manish at singles, and I've wanted to do well against him. And recent and past results have not really been kind of what I've been looking for in regards to my singles game, which we know I'm growing and developing in. I'm more of a doubles player, so my singles game isn't necessarily tip-top, as it were. So this match today was just kind of an impromptu singles practice match against Manish. And we decided just the day before, kind of late night, like, hey, can we find some court time the next day and get together and play? And it just so happened to correlate with a scheduled time he had to be at the facility anyways. So it kind of worked out. So here's an impromptu tennis match that we played recently, and I hope you enjoy.
All right, welcome into the match here. So we have me serving here in the bright yellow, and Manish in the far court. I think it's blue he's wearing. So yeah, as I explained in the intro, this was kind of a somewhat impromptu singles match. We just happened to carve out some time that we were able to play against each other, and yeah. You can see I'm starting off serving, so I went against my normal thing that I do is usually I give away the serve starting off, and I won the toss, but I opted to serve first because Manish's serve is such a pain to typically deal with. He's a lefty and has a lot of spin and power when he wants it. So I thought, I'll start off serving and try to do my best here. And already down 30-40 at this point, and we'll see here. I already had one double fault, and I let the ball roll there, and here comes another double fault. So starting off with two double faults, not a good way to start off the match. But all right, coming into this match, so I've been doing a lot, just working on my tennis in general, been trying to play 3 days a week and just get out there. Primarily playing doubles, but trying to get some singles matches in there also, and just improving in general in both my ground strokes and everything that I'm doing. So we can see here, so my primary strategy against Manish, first things first, just get returns in play. I mean, his serve is such a nasty weapon on most occasions, and it just takes a lot to just keep the ball in play and just get the point in motion. That's where I typically fail against Manish. It's usually can't make any hay on his serve whatsoever. And then the second strategy is just feed him a ton of backhands. His forehand is a lethal weapon that he can just curve the ball cross court, or he can just smack the ball really hard and just hit hard flat winners off of that wing. So his backhand is definitely his weaker shot. He can hit it pretty solid if on occasion, but you'll typically see a lot more errors off that wing. So that's the primary focus, and hit a nice backhand down the line winner. Again, targeting his backhand, so went for relatively low margin shot there, but it ended up paying off. So huge getting the break early on, so getting the break back already, and it was very surprising to me that I was able to get a break that early. But ripping a good backhand winner there. So my backhand has not been feeling the greatest lately. So I've been trying to get more focus on it and I've been focusing so much on my forehand and improving that, and I think I've made that a legitimately, decently high-quality shot for me, which is a very rare thing in my tennis journey so far. So just need to get back to making the backhand the weapon that it always has been, and I was really trying to do that quite a bit on this match and get another nice backhand right there. So the hard part about this match is my backhand cross-court goes to his forehand, so that definitely doesn't put me in the best spot. It's going strength to strength, but I think his strength is better than my strength. But I think forehand to his backhand cross-court is definitely in my favor in this match. So that's really what I'm focusing on, and see right there, get the backhand error. And that's really what I'm focused on doing in this match, really just picking on his backhand and hoping for the best in rallies. Picking my occasional spot here and there to go to his forehand, but really it's to hopefully set up a high percentage backhand that really kind of puts him in a high pressure spot. So unfortunately get broken there again. So starting off with 2 breaks, that's never a good thing and not good for the confidence whatsoever, but I felt pretty good about how I handled his service game before, and now hoping for the same result here. And again, when Manish is really on, his serve is super difficult. Notice on his second serve, I step in quite a bit. That's because he's able to put that lefty spin out wide, very short in the court. So I try to take his ball short there and mitigate the spin, mitigate cutting off the sharp angles, and hopefully just get the ball in play. So that's the strategy there, I think. And that's really only on the deuce or on the ad side. Notice on the deuce side, I pretty much just play at the service line for both first and second serve. So it's really that second serve out on the ad court is really what I'm worried about, him hitting that extreme angle. And that's kind of what I focus on. So notice I'll take a decent step in. So I'm definitely inside the service line there. And then giving him, he whipped the ball across court. That was another difficult thing I was dealing with on this day. Is if I just gave him a hanging forehand, I had to guess, was he going down the line or was he going cross court? And he was very good at quickly reorienting himself and just getting on the ball and just hitting it where I wasn't going. So that was very difficult for me to deal with, and it always is against him. But today he hit some good forehands that put me in a difficult spot. So got him to 40 all at this point. So that's a success, at least for myself at this point. Just keeping myself competitive in his service games and just applying that pressure. So giving him kind of a lofty forehand ball, and this is where I get a lucky forehand error there. I just hung a nice, easy forehand down the middle, and sometimes he'll overcook the ball. Doesn't happen very often, but you definitely have to take advantage of those when you get them. And I have the ad at this point and get a double fault. So starting off with 4 breaks, not the most ideal situation for anybody, but all right, let's let this match play out a little bit, and I will come back in. All right, so we've gotten several holds here. So we're finally starting to take care of our service games, which, bodes well for each of us to keep in this match. So we're at 4-all right now, and the strategy is still just the same. Notice I'm hitting a lot to his backhand and just getting the ball over there, not hitting crazy shots, but definitely focus on his backhand and put him out wide on his forehand and elicit an error there. So he was hitting a lot of those kind of really hooked cross-court shots on me, and that one just fell a little short. So that's the game plan right there. Just get it to his backhand, get a high backhand error, and just notice just the constant pounding of the backhand. Now cut it to the forehand, switch it up, and then get a nice backhand winner there. So that was the thing that was different against matches against him. I wasn't afraid to just really rip the backhand and really go for it towards his forehand. And I was able to hit some nice strong angles against him here and there. I think that's, at least the second one we've seen so far in the set, that I was able to get past him and ended up getting the winner. So that was very successful for me in this match. So at this point, I'll get the hold and feeling very confident going into this 5-4 being up, and really just need to get those returns in play, which I didn't get that one in play. So you can't just give away any free points to a player like Manish. It's just too difficult a player to deal with when you're especially when you're given second serves. You got to get them in play and get the points started. So really cut off that forehand there and elicit a forehand error, trying to go for the more lower percentage down the line shot. So just because his forehand is a super weapon doesn't mean it occasionally misfires. And, that same being said with my backhand and everything like that. So Manish put in a forehand winner right there. So, you might get one error out of 10, but you can't necessarily always go against going towards his strength. And that was another ball. Like anytime Manish came to the net, I felt like I had a good bead on a good passing shot. Surprisingly, they were mostly backhands going to his forehand side, which typically you want to try to pick on the backhand volleys, but that backhand cross court was just feeling very, very good in this match. So went for it quite a bit, especially when he came up to the net. So got 40-all, just putting up some balls there, just keeping the point going, forcing it to his backhand. He brings me up to the net, a guess cross court, and he goes down the line, and I get the error. So you just have to, commit and guess where you're going. I guessed wrong, but luckily got the error to bring myself up and add. Put in a very bad forehand, but get the backhand error and go up 6-4. So I took a set off of Manish. I've done it before, but now I really have to lock in. And can I get a second set, and can I get a full match? It's kind of I want to say a bucket list item, but it's a tennis bucket list item to kind of take a match off of all of our singles players on our team. So Manish is kind of the player I've played the most, I want to say, from our singles players. So really want to try to get that here today. So let's see if we can power through this second set. So that was really big, going up a hold in a break early in this first set or second set, but then getting broken was very big for Manish to get it back on serve. I was really hoping to take that 3-love lead and really just set myself up very successful for a very successful second set, but my serve kind of let me down there, and I just wasn't very consistent with it at that point. So at this point, kind of mentally in the match, I'm very much feeling like I'm in it. I can't just let my guard down for a minute, because I just need to keep up on it and just keep forging ahead and keep attacking the backhand. You're going to get those forehand winners that he's going to hit. You're going to have to deal with those, but just get enough rallies, get enough points going to where you can hopefully elicit some errors and maybe occasionally hit a winner here and there. Manish throws in a double fault there. Occasionally you'll get that, so got to take advantage of every little thing that you can against a player like Manish and hope for the best. And Manish going for the big forehand, so we're at 40 all. So again, making good progress in his service games, which is very unusual for me. I was returning very well, and I would say on this day, Manish's serve didn't have as much bite as it typically does, but he did start focusing it more on that deuce side, him serving to my forehand. For some reason, the spin on that, I don't track it well, and I framed a decent amount of those serves. So he did make a good adjustment on making it get to my forehand and getting those free points off of that. So this second serve went to my backhand, which is typically my better side, returning and get the point going. And Manish got me redirected. That's another one I had to guess kind of where he was going. He typically will typically, more against me at least, go in and out or down the line with that forehand, but he will occasionally whip it cross court, so I have to respect that on occasion. I can't expect he's always going to go down the line. So that's where he caught me off guard. So I went for a riskier shot and unfortunately went out there. So we're at 2-all on serve. So hopefully just make more progress. I know the game plan, just need to execute on it.
God, hit the strength.
All right, so got the hold and break and up 4-2 at this point. So feeling very good about the match at this point. Now this is the point of the match where we actually start feeling the pressure of the clock against us. Well, at least I do. I don't know if Manish cares about that, but we only had the court for 90 minutes, and I very much want to get through the match at this point, so I'm trying to quicken up the pace a little bit, and I'm pressing myself to really, make sure I'm taking care of my service game, taking care of the points, and trying to win this outright. The worst thing is to run out of time and you don't get to finish the match. Yes, granted, this is just a fun practice match, but still, nonetheless, I want to do well in it for myself. So I'm definitely quickening up the pace in which I'm playing and trying to make sure we're able to finish the match in the window we have the court reserved for. So got it to deuce, and Manish is hitting a decent amount of short balls. That's making me run forward and definitely sapping my energy, and I'm not handling them very well. So I was able to rip a backhand winner. Enough of that short ball stuff. Just want to get this service game over with so I can hopefully wrap up this match. Hit that serve was very, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I was very exhausted trying to hit that serve, so just going too fast, and luckily get the return error, so up 5-2. So this is a huge point of the match. I think we have like 10 minutes left for the court, and I'm really just hoping to get the break here. And Manish pulls in a great serve and volley. He hasn't done that all match, and hits a great volley to bring it to 15-all. So yeah, let's see how this plays out here. All right, so I really wanted that break there. Again, we're under 7 minutes left in the court, and I just desperately really want to wrap this match up. So have it on my serve here. We're getting close to the end of our court time, and just need to do whatever I can to try to get this W, or maybe it'll be an incomplete match. We'll see.
All right, so not the result I expected, but a result that I'm incredibly ecstatic about. This is the first time I've ever beat Manish in a full match of singles. I've taken a set off of him before, but I've never actually beat him in a full match. There are some caveats to this. We only had 90 minutes to play on the court, and I'd say towards the end, things got a little rushed. We were kind of playing against the clock, but still, I mean, we still played relatively competitive tennis, I would say, despite the speed in which we were playing. You'll notice that I was serving faster. I typically serve pretty fast, but I was serving faster than normal those last couple of games there. But I know we were still fighting and scratching and clawing and doing our best in the match. So yeah, this has just been a culmination of a lot of things that I've been working on to really kind of improve my tennis game. And I think it really kind of showed in this match. The big thing that really let me down was my serve in this one. Granted, I held my serve quite a bit. I think I only got broke twice, but it still wasn't that great. My first serve percentage was pretty low. And my second serve isn't much to write home about. So things to improve on in singles. In doubles, I serve out wider and I have a more margin of error. And I think I typically do better kind of serving out wide, but you kind of give up too much court when you do that in singles. So, and in this particular match, I know Manish was, he's competitive and he wanted to do well, but I know he was focusing on hitting a lot of backhands and I was giving him a lot of backhands. That's typically the part of Manish's game you want to attack when you're playing him at any level. So I know there was a lot of shots he probably could have ran around on, and he probably would have maybe in an official UST match or something like that, hit more forehands and put more pressure on me. Notice he hit quite a few forehand winners on me. So little caveat to that. I know he was probably working on a few things, but I'm still going to take the victory. It was just a practice match, but as we know, I take all matches as seriously as any other match. I don't really take a match off, even if it's a practice match. So really appreciate Manish going out there and hitting with me, and I will take the W for this one. So I hope you liked the match. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Throw in the comments kind of what do you think of the match. What are some things you think can work on and things like that. Just appreciate any engagement you can provide. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and just get out there and play tennis.